Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to knit your very own double brim hat, which is what I have here. Double brim hat basically looks like it's knit inside and out, but really it's just the brim that's knit inside and out. And then the top part is just a regular knit. So it's a little bit thinner, and then the bottom is thicker than a traditional knit. So it just looks like that on the inside. So if you want to see how to create your very own double brim hat, just keep watching. You'll need a size 6 bulky yarn. This is Lion Brand's Thick and Quick in the color Wheat. These are 10mm 16-inch circular knitting needles, a tapestry needle to weave in your ends, and a pair of scissors. Alright, the first thing you're going to do is cast on. I like to use the long tail cast on method, so I'm going to pull out some string here. So about that much. It's about 1 arm length, so if you hold your arms all the way out, it's about the correct amount. You're going to make your slip knot and cast on 42 stitches. So you can cast on however many stitches you want based on your gauge and the yarn that you're using. Once you finish watching this video, you'll really have the skills that you need to make this hat in any size that you want. Child's, toddler, adult, whatever. Today I'm just going to be making an adult size hat. Once you finish watching this video, you'll know how to do the pattern, and then you can take it and turn it into any size that you're wanting, and you can use any yarn that you want to create any size that you want. Right, so I've casted on all of my stitches. Right here I have 42. This is the perfect size, in my opinion, for an adult size hat. So the first thing you want to do is make sure your stitches are straight and not twisted. Then you're going to take your stitch marker. For me, I always just use my wedding ring and slip it on to your needle to mark your place. Oops. And then you're going to knit this entire row. So I always do the first 2 stitches with my tail, and then I just drop my tail. Then I continue to knit with just the working yarn. So you'll knit this entire row. I did forget to mention that you will need about 1 ball of Lion Brand Thick and Quick for this, which is about 107 yards. You may not use the whole ball, but it's good to make sure you have a full one just in case, depending on the size hat you're wanting to create. So just go ahead and knit this entire row, and then I will be right back. Alright, so I knit my entire first row. As you can see, I'm just going to slip my stitch marker over to the other side and continue knitting. You want to knit for a total of 22 rows, so I have 21 more rows to go. I'm a rather tight knitter, so if you choose to go down a needle size, if you're a looser knitter, you'll probably obtain the same gauge. Also, when making a double brim beanie, as I said, we are going to be making ours 22 rows. You want to take however thick you want your brim. Your brim is this part right here. You want to see how thick that you want it to be and double that. So we're doing 22 rows, so my brim will be about 11 rows wide. If you want a thicker brim, you'll add more rows. If you want a shorter brim, just take some rows away. Just make sure you make your piece double the length of what you want your brim to be. So I'm going to continue knitting until I've knitted all 22 rows, and then I'll come back. So I finished all 22 rows. And you'll see that it kind of curls up here at the bottom. That's totally normal with stockinette stitch. So I have all my 22 rows finished. Now we're going to start the double brim. So what you need to do is flip your cast on edge up inside your hat so your purl sides are facing each other. You can tuck your tail in between those, and then you don't even have to weave in your ends. So what you're going to do to create your double brim is you're going to knit through your working stitches and work through your cast on stitches. So the easiest way I find is to slip this stitch onto your right needle knitwise. Find your cast on edge's first stitch. So as you'll see, it's right here. So I'm going to stick my needle into that like so. Just yarn over, pull through your cast on, and then pull through your knit. So you're going to do that the entire time. So slide your stitch over knitwise. Find your second cast on, slide your needle through, yarn over, and pull it through all of those stitches. I'll show you again. Slide your stitch over knitwise, insert into your third cast on, like so, yarn over, and slide through all those stitches. So I'll show you a few more times just so you can see what I'm doing. But this is how you create that double brim, just by folding your work inside and knitting them together basically. So you'll just continue this all the way around your piece until you've knit it all the way around, and then you'll see how they're connecting, and you can see how they're getting like a seam right here. So that's what you want to look for all the way around. So I'm going to finish mine and then come back and show you what it looks like finished. So I've worked my way all the way back around to the beginning. So I have one last stitch left, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that. So I slip the stitch over, stick it into my last cast on stitch here, yarn over, and pull through all of those loops. So that's kind of what your double brim looks like so far. So this is what it's going to look like ultimately. You can see how there's like a little line there. That's what you just created. So if you look inside this beanie, there's a small little seam where you connected everything. So that's how it will look on this new beanie right here. Now the next thing that you're going to do is you're just going to continue knitting. So now you're just basically going to knit the rest of your hat. So you'll knit another 15 rows. After I've added another 15 rows of just simple basic knit to this hat, I'll come back and show you how to finish it off. Alright, so I've finished all of my rows. So this is what it looks like now. You can really see that double brim pop now that you have the top rows. You can choose to add more rows if you want a slouchier look, but this is the length that I like to do for my hats personally. I think it fits an adult size head very nicely. After you finished your rows, what you'll want to do is cut your yarn, leaving a long tail, and go ahead and thread your darting needle onto your yarn. You're going to take your needle and thread it through all of your stitches. So you'll just thread it through, taking each stitch off of the needle and passing it on to the tail. So you'll continue this all the way around until you have all of the stitches off of your needles and onto your yarn. Alright, so now I have all of my stitches onto my yarn, and I'm just going to pull my yarn like so until the top of my hat closes up. Alright, so now I have the top of my hat closed, and what I'm going to do is take my needle and stick it through the opposite side. We're going to close up this hole that's right there. So you'll just stick your needle through and pull. So you can see that it's working on closing the top. So I'm going to stick my needle back through on the opposite direction. So we're going to basically be making an X. And now I'm just going to go through to this side and pull tight. And then on the inside of your hat, you're going to finish it off. So the way I like to do that is just take my needle and go across here, stick it through the loop, pull, and then it'll kind of tighten up and make like a little knot, and then I'll do that the opposite direction, like so. Nothing too fancy here, we're just kind of tying it up. Alright, I've gone ahead and done that a few times, and I'm happy with how secure it is now. So I'm just going to cut that yarn, and there you have it, your double brim beanie. And now you can kind of personalize it however you want. I would probably add a faux fur pom-pom to the top. You could add a yarn pom-pom, or you can even just leave it this way. This is a great style for men. As you can see, the top puckers a little bit from how we closed it up, and that sits really nicely on your head. So that is how you make a double brim beanie. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and check out all my social media links down below. If you have any special requests, go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll see you later.